Hello everyone and welcome back for another crack at some Marvel games here in Game Dev Tycoon. Looks like the Play System 2 has just been released. We're sitting on about 3.5 mil. My buddy here, Brody Lee, needs a vacation. We're going to need some more money so we can hire some more staff so we can start doing some medium games. What is this proposition? So war games and transfer 77,000. 77,000 is probably just going to get me another topic, and I can get that for 10 research points. I will decline this time around. Typically, I take those. But all right. So as soon as this guy gets back from vacation, we will pick up a new game. Maybe build something here for the Play System 2. Oh, come on, hurry up, hurry up. There you go. Game engine, the Miller Moore. What kind of game do we want to make? Military, city, medieval, space, movie, surgery. We got some decent topics, but we want some more. We're going to hold off and make a new game. As we are doing some research here, I have some good news and some bad news. I was concerned that my Xbox 360 was finally dying. And that does not seem to necessarily be the case. The bad news, to go with the good news, is that my PVR, my Howpage PVR, I think it may be dead. That's likely on me, considering I've kept it on, essentially, for probably 4 years straight. I never really turned off. I just kept it on because it was connected to the TV and it was a pass-through device. So that's probably my fault. We are going to make a Wild West RPG. No, Wild West action. Yeah, action's probably going to be the best thing. All right. The Play System's there. I guess the Xbox isn't out yet. I'm so sorry, Dream Fast, you're gonna die. But we're gonna spend the cash on the Play System 2, and we're gonna make it a small game for everyone on Miller Moore. Rawhide Kid. This will be based upon the, I guess not new, but newer Rawhide Kid kind of joke, more humorous series, where they played on the idea that he was a gay cowboy and nobody else really seemed to notice. I got it because I thought that was funny, but more than anything else, it was drawn by the late, great John Severin. He and his sister Marie were some of the unspoken heroes of the Marvel age. I knew John primarily through his contributions to Cracked magazine, which I always preferred over Mad. And people think, how can you like Cracked over Mad? I'm like, well, if you saw Severin's artwork, you would see that he was like one of the best draftsmen. He could do great caricatures, he could do great everything, you know, westerns, sci-fi, war. You go back and look at his output from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I mean, this guy was brilliant. And so seeing him get major publisher work again was just fantastic. I was really pleased to see that. It was a funny story as well. A bit, you know, yeah, it had its ups and downs. Come on. Give my game report. Beat me to it. So, the Rawhide Kid game. Think of it kind of a Sunset Riders side-scrolling shoot-'em-up with River City Ransom elements where you can buy additional gear, power-ups, what have you, different costumes for your character through the town. We are going to research some new stuff here. What do we need to do for our next engine? We have multi-genre. Oh, we don't have enough. That's what we're going to save up for, though. We need 12 more to get that, and that was going to be a huge benefit. So, it was a good match. We're not making a ton of cash, so maybe we can make another quick, cheap game here in a second. Go ahead and do a... Can we do any sequels? What is worth making a sequel to? Our biggest hit, we made an unofficial sequel to, because we needed to. Tried to make some money. But we're going to go back to our biggest hit, the 9.75 rated. So 10, 10, 10, and 9. Dazzler's Disco Dash. It was a casual music game on the Gameling. We are going to make the official sequel. We've already had Dazzler's Disco Dash and Dazzler's Disco Disaster. Disco Dilemma. It's not quite as dramatic sounding, but what the hey. So casual games on the PC don't do well. Play system. Should we go back to the Gameling? We're gonna try it, see how it does. We've apparently never done a casual game on this system. We'll see what we can get out of it. But we're gonna start marketing this right away. And we're gonna spend some money. Really, it jumps from that to that. I don't know if we can make $500,000 back. That's more than the game budget's going to be. It's just advertising. I understand that happens in film and such, but that is a lot to ask. We're going to keep all of our features because we want that money. Dazzler, of course, the X-Men character who was originally designed as a tie-in with Cleopatra Records in the late 70s, at a time when, you know, characters like Kiss, we'll call them characters, and I probably would, had their own comic book, you know, tie-ins at Marvel. So having something like this was not a surprise. York Lernger from Game and Over. Got worried working on a new game. Would you be able to share some information? Yes. I think it's... See, this is such a stupid thing. Oh, okay. Music casual. Sound is going to be more impressive than artificial intelligence. So I guess they probably should put sound up there. And the first designs for Dazzler, if you look back at the original sketches, who did the original sketches? Buscema? John Buscema? She was black. And she looked like a, you know, kind of Donna Summer style disco diva. Which would have been cool for the X-Men to have more black characters. Almost $1 million in sales of Rawhide Kid. Not bad. But you can see we're still bleeding funds. We need to get a big hit so we can grow. We're not expanding our games much at all, so we're going to need to get... Oh, we've got enough. Brody Lee, you're going to... Your price is out of business is what you're going to do, Brody. I'm going to have to research multi-genre games so we can start getting some crossover action here. We're probably going to get to do the point of something like Final Fantasy Tactics. Come on! Are you kidding me? This is pathetic. This is not the hit we were waiting for. I guess this is not the platform for casual games. Bummer. $478,000. Can you imagine if we spent $500,000 on marketing? Yeah, $200,000. Yeah, we're not going to make that money back. So we need another 100 grand just to break even. Sorry, we're gonna spend some money because we want that so bad. Did I not do it yet? Am I still studying? Where is... Let's see if it just gives me the option here. Okay, we don't even need to do a new engine for that. Even better. Okay, that can help us out. That's going to save us some money in the long run and in the short term. New topics, so we can get some new characters going, because that is why you're all here. All, you know, 3 of you. We need to make games about characters, because characters are where it's at. History. Do you have alternate history? There's regular history. It's kind of stupid to have both, but... So, prison or history. Those are our new topics. And if you watch the first couple episodes where I actually failed phenomenally, you see I probably did do some prison games, talking about the raft, or the negative zone prison, the PEM facility where it shrinks everybody down. But prison games on the PC, a prison sim for mature audiences. Is there anything we can add to that? No, we'll stick with that for now. For mature, small. Let's call it... Oh, I did a Guardsman's game last time, so let's just call it... So, you've got Prison Tycoon or whatever, Prison Designer and stuff, so this is just Negative Zone Prison Tycoon, where you are going to design a prison in the Negative Zone to house the worst of the Marvel villains. Small, no, I don't need to go a global marketing campaign, this is fine. Stories and quests. Linear story we don't need. Even though, again, I believe that it doesn't matter what these are. It's just a matter of how much you're going to spend on the game. But in a Tycoon style game, storyline is non-existent. 449. So let me see that. Let me see our money on Dazzler. We made $21,000. We didn't make payroll. The cost it sold, to make that game was all right. So hopefully we'll do something good here. As in, we are hemorrhaging cash. So yeah, you have the responsibility of. Did anybody ever play One Piece Mansion on the PlayStation? The closest thing I can think about is Tiny Tower, which is not even close to how it works. But you were responsible for building an apartment complex, and each of the residents had effects. They could send positive or negative vibes, essentially, in any of the 8 directions. And based upon how they responded to certain things, they would want to stay there longer, or they would move out and cost you money or break the room or what have you. So you're going to be responsible for putting the prisoners in the right kind of prison cells, while also keeping them from negatively affecting the other prisoners around them. So you want to put Magneto in a plastic prison. You want to put the Absorbing Man, I don't know what kind of prison you put him into. Getting good reviews though, so that's nice. 8 and 5, 8, 825. All right, we will take that. That should make us some money. That guy's going to need a vacation soon because he is weak. You weak, pathetic fool. 2D graphics V4 would be great. We need to see some improved 3D graphics as well. We need to advance our tech. Soundtrack, day and night cycle, advanced cutscenes, branching story, blah, 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 blah. AI companions, better AI, character progression, dialogue tree. It's better for like RPGs, of course. Level editor, it's cheap. It's So let's go ahead and get some extra features on the cheap. No new insights for Negative Zone Prison. Sure, you want to do... we have 20, so we can do better dialogues, a new topic, day or night, Easter eggs. I like Easter eggs. Some of the favorite Easter eggs I remember are on the PlayStation era, when you had the capacity to fit extra content on a disc and you needed something to do during load times. So like being able to play Galaga and such during games like Tekken or Ridge Racer. But also things like Big Head mode, Wireframe mode that you had on Tekken 2 that you don't see in games anymore. You don't see a lot of the wacky sort of inclusions. So come back from vacation, let's make a new game. Because Negative Zone Prison is actually making us some cash, which is fantastic. Develop one more new game, and then we will start working on our next engine. The inbox is going to cost us some money, but it's got a little bit more market space. We're going to keep with the play system. We're going to do a strategy RPG. A time travel strategy RPG would be nice. Medieval, so great. Romance, ninja, vampire strategy RPG. What can we do for a medieval? I'm looking over, I see medieval, but I see Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay from back in the day. Do we have military? Do we have military as an option? Nothing like that. I am gonna go cheap. I'm gonna go medieval strategy RPG. Again, I was thinking specifically games like Final Fantasy Tactics, but what characters would be good for this? There are a lot of stories that take place at the time. Let's see, 1602 battle. Colonies. Again, I think I used 1602 before, so forgive the double dip. If you're not familiar, 1602 is the storyline. Basically said, what if the Marvel Age had occurred in the 17th century as opposed to the 20th? I'm gonna screw myself over trying to keep that up. Oh, this is gonna be tough. Gameplay for me should always be number one. I think engine should be important though. And if you're asking why don't I just balance things all the way across, say everything's gonna be great, the game doesn't care for that. We'll have linear story though. I don't know. Marketing. Demos. Go for it. 1,000,003 off Negative Zone Prison. That ain't bad. Sometimes you must pander to the audience. AI. Level design. Ooh, it's RPG too. Man, this is tricky. Okay. There we go. And hopefully, we'll see some increases in our numbers there. Looks like we should be able to get some hype out of this. Oh, nice. 107,000 visitors at the convention. That should help. I don't care if we made it to the top 100 booths. That's going to give us some extra boosts, I'm sure. World design up. Sound up. Graphics a little bit lower, I guess. But equally, I'm so afraid I'm screwing myself over on the actual settings. Goodbye, Dreamcast. Even though I do remember that controller layout was weird. One of the best things about that game was the microphone. So if you're playing, for instance, Mr. Driller with some of your lady friends and they're not aware that the microphone affects that game, and they mess up and they start cussing at the game, which makes him continue to drill even more, which makes them cuss and laugh even more. It was fun doing that back in the day. 42, so at least we got some new design points. Dialogues, level design. Hopefully, yeah, we got a lot of improvements here. Minigames and rich backstory. Are we ready yet, Brody Lee? Wait. MSCDPN 88, monthly costs. I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to look that one up after this, because I don't know what that is. That is, And again, I think I screwed myself up on my my balance. This game would not be anything innovative to us. Ooh, wow, okay. 5s. But in this game world, maybe it'd be awesome. 30 points, what can we get? World design, mini games. Let's go for a day and night cycle. I was speaking about wanting that in a tactical game. That's what that was. Okay, neat. I don't remember seeing that feature before, so it might be a newer update. Huh. Fun. And there's no... Call the bank, dude. Maybe it should have an RPG strategy. Because trust me, the PlayStation and the PlayStation 2 did fine for tactical strategy RPGs. They did just fine. So we are going to create a new engine here to wrap up this episode. It's going to cost us quite a chunk of change. We do not need mono sound. We do not need lower 2D graphics. So this was about the same time, shortly after the Grimdark stuff started, when creators' rights became a big deal and people wanted to have more ownership and such. So Marvel launched the new universe. It was initially unrelated to the main Marvel universe. Some things did eventually bleed over when the new universe and I believe Epic Comics, another branch of Marvel, it dealt with kind of more mature and or creator-owned stuff. Both kind of folded. I think they may have been one of the publishers of early Akira adaptations. The Game Sphere. I already have my GameCube on the shelf right now. I remember I went to get my GameCube from a local Meijer, and I wanted to get a Monkey Ball 2. And I guess they weren't listening, and they gave me Monkey Ball 1. I didn't even notice it until I got it home, and from everything I heard since is that Monkey Ball 1 was the superior title anyways. Once upon a time, we lived in a neighborhood we were on the border of a rich area and a poor area, and we were broken into on Christmas night. Came back the day after Christmas and saw a bunch of stuff stolen. They took my Xbox and a bunch of games and stuff, but they actually left the GameCube. So apparently the GameCube is not good enough even for thieves. But with that, we're going to save it for the night, and we're going to come back at a later date with some new information, making some new games. If you have any characters or storylines you would like to see included in these games, please drop me a line in the proverbial doobly-doo, or hit me up on Twitter at ATI channel, and we will work to incorporate any of your thoughts. Until next time, peace.